Hey guys, Mr. Bowman here. Today I'm wearing my red Westlake hoodie and our learning objective is in blue. And we are learning to define and identify something called a highest common factor. So the first step that we want to get into is let's look into our definition. So what is the highest common factor? Because that's the key word that we're trying to focus on. And the highest common factor, and this is the definition that I like to think of, it's the highest number that can, apologies about the pen, that can exactly be divided into each number. So that's what we're looking at. So there's a couple concepts there. So it's the highest number, and it revolves around the idea of it can be divided into, and each implies there are multiple numbers, and it's the number that they have in common. So if you need to pause the video to write down that definition, I really encourage you to do that. You can even circle and highlight the keywords like I have. So please pause now. Okay, so hopefully we're back by now. So let's get into some examples. Let's explain what that formula, that definition actually means. So I'm going to write down two numbers, the number 6 and the number 12. And so this is the first thing to note. That word each means there are multiple numbers that we're looking at. So we need to think, we're going to write a list below. So we're going to write lists below. What numbers can be divided by to get a whole number? So if we can divide by 1, because that'll get us to 6. We can divide 6 by 2, because 6 divided by 2, that gets us to 3. That's still a whole number. We can divide by 3. That'll get us to 2, so that's a whole number. What about divide by 4? So that doesn't get us a whole number. So that doesn't need to be on our list. Divide by 5? No, again, that's a weird decimal number. And divide by 6, it is. And you can kind of see here, I'm stopping at divide by 6 because our number's at 6. Let's have a look at 12. This time around, I'm going to ignore, I'm not going to write them all down. I'm only going to write down the ones that are factors. So let's have a look at 12 divided by 1. Yes, that gets us to 12. Divided by 2. Yep. Divided by 3. Yeah, that gets us to 4. Divided by 4. Yes, that gets us to 3. Divided by 5. That's a strong no. Divided by 6. Yep, that gets us to 2. Divided by 7. No. Divide by 8. No. Divide by 10. No. Divide by 11. No. And divide by 12. Yes. So we've got our list, and what these lists actually represent is these are the factors. We now need to circle which of them are on both lists. So both lists have 1, both lists have 2, both lists have 3, and both lists have 6. So now what we've identified is we've identified which ones they have in common. And of those common ones, we need to identify the highest one. And to me, it looks like that highest one is 6. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write highest common factor is equal to 6. Okay, let's go through a few more examples, and then we'll get into some practice and some questions about these. So let's have a look at what about 20 and 45? So we're getting into some bigger numbers. We can divide both of them by 1. Yep. We can divide 20 by 2, but 25 can't. 25 can be divided by 3. 20 can be divided by 4. Both of them can be divided by 5. Can either of them be divided by 6? No. 7? No. 8? No. 9? Yes. 45 can be divided by 9. 10? Yes. 20 can be divided by 10. 11? No. 12? No. 13? 14? 15? Yes. 45 divided by 15 is 3. So we've got 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and we'll skip some numbers. The last one would have been 45 from there. So we need to go through our list. So we've now got our list of factors. Which of them do they have in common? So they both got 1s. They've both got 5s. And that's all that they have in common. And which is the highest number of those? That would be the 5. So we got our highest common factor of 5. And let's go through one more question. Let's change our pen color to mix it up for the last one. We're going to go into white, and we'll really recap. What we're going to do this time is we're going to do 3 numbers. We're going to go 16, 20, and 24. So what's the highest common factor of those 3 numbers? And we need to go through our lists. Well, they can all be divided by 1. 2, yep. So 16 divided by 2 is 8. 20 divided by 2 is 10, and 24 divided by 2 is 12. So they can all be divided by 2. Can any of them be divided by 3? Not 16, not 20, but 24 can. 24 divided by 3 is 8. Can they all be divided by 4? Yes. 16 divided by 4 is 4. 20 divided by 4 is 5, and 24 divided by 4 is 6. Can any of them be divided by 5? Just the 20 by the looks of it. Then what about 6? Just the 24. 7 looks like none of them can be divided by 7. 8. The 16 and the 24 can be divided by 8. 9, no. 10, yes, just the 20. And then we've got 11, no. 12 for the 24. Then we're on to 13, no. 14, 15. Well, we've got 16, 17, 18 are no's, 19 are no's. We can divide that by 20, and we can divide that by 24. So we can see that 24 has a lot more factors than 16 or 20. So just circling it up the top, we've now got all the factors of these. So we now need to think, what do they have in common? Let's circle them all. So they've all got 1s. They've all got 2s. They've all got 4s. And it doesn't look like they have anything else in common. So those are the common ones. So their common factors are 1, 2, and 4. And of those numbers, which are the highest? Our highest common factor for those 3 numbers would be 4. Hopefully you found this video useful. Now let's get into some questions.